fellow tennis nerds, we're back again. This is by request, you would say, because a lot of players and people, we got a lot of good feedback from the previous forehand video. As you might have seen from my other videos with Nikki, has also a great backhand, one-handed backhand in this case. So today we're going to tackle that, and I need help with mine obviously, so that's where we always start.
Yeah, we're going to warm up a little bit, and you'll kind of hopefully see like a before and after. Keep it to kind of 3 simple points again, and we'll see how it goes.
Vamos.
Let's go.
All right. Ah.
Now that you've seen Jonas warm up a little bit, see what his backhand looks like at the moment. First point is going to be very similar to what we did in the previous forehand video, is using the left hand for the preparation. And that's just making sure that, again, you have space. From the same principles, if the racket is too close to the body, you're not going to generate that much power. However, the one thing that I would note that you want to try and look at on your backhand, and especially for Jonas as well, is that having the take back simple. If you're looking at Jonas's backhand, it takes it back with space, but then somehow the racket points forwards, drops, and there's a lot of movement. And I think one of the reasons why my shots look clean is because they're simple, you know, so it's not anything spectacular, but I just take the racket back away from my body and try and maintain the tip of the racket at like a, 45-degree angle. Nowadays, you don't see the old school style one-handed backhands, which the racket head was pointing up a lot more. Stan does it, but he's super strong, and he's got a massive arm. So he's kind of a little bit different, but generally they're about like a 45-degree angle, because it just means that the swing path is a lot cleaner. So first point is get the racket away from your body, and then simplifying the take back. Whether, again, the height, you like to take it up, you like to take it low down, again, doesn't really matter. You don't have to do like a crazy strong rotation, but I want you to imagine that when you take the racket back, you have it in your left hand, and it's the left hand that takes the racket back, not your right hand. So you're not taking the racket back like that. I want you to imagine that it's the left hand that's actually taking the racket back. So your right hand is just following, and then you hit. That also charges your body. It generates a bit of power for you. So you're going to take the racket back using your left hand, nice and simple. That's going to be step 1. So I'm going to feed you backhands. I want you to try to really focus on the left hand taking the racket back and then hitting.
Use my left hand again.
And very important, don't take the racket back and then you see the ball and then do that, which happens a lot for a lot of people. They're like, yeah, I'm ready, and then, wah!
Then it starts happening.
Yeah. So really try and be disciplined. You can even start here and just try to let the racket go and then incorporate it. Even do that again. Yeah. Yeah, wait, come back. Oh.
Still doing it?
Yeah, still doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
All right, so this should be used more.
Yeah, and then, wait, there.
There, that's the thing.
You don't need to, exactly. Yeah. Just there, 45-degree angle, straight back, and then release.
Hit like, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna feed you some balls.
Because I have this hitch where I try to I do the racket here like this for some reason, because I want to add some spin, but it makes this swing really complicated, so I really need this. I know some of you have commented on YouTube, on my channel, about some of my technical deficiencies. Coming back to tennis when I was like 20-something, after a 20-year break or something. So this is all about getting some fundamentals back, and maybe you're in the same situation. Please comment what your problems are, so we try to tackle them in future videos.
I want you to generally aim cross. Yeah?
Just cross, yeah. Yeah,
and much like the other day, you don't need to go crazy with the footwork or anything like that. Just try to focus on that take back.
Here. No? Here.
Vamos. Better. Yes. Nice. Still, point it back more.
Sorry.
So as an exaggeration, for you, it should feel basically like the racket is going like this. So that you over-exaggerate and overcompensate for the difference. Because at the moment, you're doing this, and then it's coming up again. So I want it to feel different.
Yeah, because I need to build it into the system.
Yeah. Yes. Better, better, better. Keep hold of that left hand until you're going to hit the ball. So hold, 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 release. That's better, better, better. Little bonus tip.
Yeah.
Or not tip, but kind of trick. So get into your ready position.
Yeah.
So where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want you to imagine, right, that as you're taking the racket back, somebody's pulling the racket. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
So, and left hand as well. Yeah. So when you're in this position, imagine somebody's pulling towards here.
Well, yeah.
And not that way. Imagine someone's at the back.
Yeah. So it needs
just
to go there. Yeah.
So just pass me the racket one moment.
Yeah.
So then when you swing, you're here, and then it's going that way and not up or down.
Because
so
it's so easy for me to then get back into that.
Exactly. Whereas if you imagine that your left hand is literally pulling the racket back towards the fence, you create a little bit of tension to stop the wavering.
Yeah, I will think about that.
Try that.
I can do it.
Yes, that's better. Pulling back, yes. Nice one. Very nice, much cleaner. Oh, good ball, but good strike. Keep the body still.
Yep.
Come a little bit closer. All right, nice.
Bit better,
yeah. Get in there. All right, now you saw Jonas that he has quite a pronounced sort of hitch in the backhand, trying to iron it out. And it's not something that is going to sort of disappear straight away. It's going to take a lot of practice, but it's quite a simple thing that every time you hit backhand, you can try and work on and you can try and remember. The next thing is creating a smoother stroke round the ball. So a lot of one-handed backhands, you tend to see people coming up the back of the ball and trying to like brush up the ball. So a lot of backhands can look kind of like that, where the wrist is a bit stiff and you're kind of hitting the ball straight off the back, up and down. First of all, when the arm goes up and down, that's the only power you have. Whereas the power in the one-handed backhand actually comes from the rotation. It comes from the hips and the body. That's how people hit big one-handed backhands. It's the rotation. So now I want you to focus on letting the tip of the racket lead and getting around the side of the ball. So you're actually always, even when maybe in future we'll talk about hitting down the line, but even when you hit down the line, you want to come around the side of the ball. So you're never actually hitting too close to the body and straight up and down. But the key to hitting around the side of the ball is making sure that the contact point is in front of you. It should be on the side of you, because if it's here, it's very difficult to hit on the side of the ball. Whereas if it's out on away from you, naturally you're going to let the racket go, and the tip of the racket is going to lead. So you can think about hitting away from you, so you have a nice distance, and that the tip of the racket travels first. So you hit, and the tip of the racket travels first. So you don't want to, when you finish the shot, you can check your finish and make sure that if the wrist is blocked like this and you're finishing like that, you've probably not come around the side of the ball. Yeah, so if you're like this, you want to make sure that this part of the wrist, very much like the forehand, you know, imagine trying to hit a forehand like that, you're not going to get very much sort of effortless power. You're going to have to work really hard. So same thing on the backhand. As you contact the ball around the side, let the wrist go. Let the tip of the racket follow through first, and then see how it goes. And again, you might need to adjust power, spin. It's going to take some time, but it's going to give you a nicer sort of ball path. You're going to get more curve. You're going to be able to sort of hit angles and generate more power in the future. So just stick with it and see how it goes. So on this drill as well, it's especially important that you aim cross. Going to accentuate hitting around the side of the ball. Yeah?
I want to be there. Oh.
Better. Release the wrist though. Nice.
But...
Yeah, too close to you, too much in front, on the side. Yep. Better. That's a nice one.
Yep.
Yeah. Make sure you come from about 7, 8 o'clock on the ball and finish around 2. Yes. That's a great one. That's a nice one. Very nice. Step into the ball. Yes. Step in. Very good. Release the wrist, racket head first. That's a great backhand. Vamos. Good. Yes. Now if you can control the take back as well would be excellent.
It started getting back.
Yes. 2 more. Round the side of the ball. That's better. Okay. Good. But once you started to get it again, you could really see the ball is moving.
Yeah, no,
at
it's
a
much better
nicer
to get
trajectory.
that
Great, so again, you could see that when Jonas got the feeling of getting around the ball, the flight path was much nicer. The sound of the ball was a lot crisper as well, because you're getting a lot more impact in the ball. It's similar to the forehand, that if you brush too much, the ball's not going to go anywhere. You need to get through the ball as well to be able to actually have a heavy shot. And that leads me into, so the third point kind of ties the first two together, and that's imagining, and I brushed on it like just before, that you want to think of your backhand as a coil. And so it's not a muscle shot, that you need to use the whole body. So the trick is that you want to imagine that as you're preparing, it's like a spring or a coil winding, and then when you release, it all releases at once. You see many sort of new one-handed backhands, people that are trying to learn the one-handed backhand, this happens. You know, they go to hit, and then they're like, oh wait, I need to finish. So they hit, and then it's like, oh, so it's in two pieces, and you need it to be all in one, so that it's like a coil, you're ready, ready, ready. So that's why the preparation is so important, that you have space, because you couldn't do it from here, it wouldn't work. So you need the space, you need the left arm active, really pulling the racket head back, and then you want to make sure you get around the side of the ball and you hold it so you feel actually sort of like your muscles are semi-tense before you hit the backhand. So you need that, because you need the power. Obviously you're not as strong on this side as you are on the forehand side, where you could be a lot looser. So you need the bit of tension, and then as you go to hit, you let it all go in one smooth swing, and it's not in two pieces.
Right, so cross court still, or?
Still cross. We'll do a few down the line in a second.
Eh?
So now, for you, your main aspect is that hold back, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna help. If your arms are active when you take the racket back, it's gonna stop you a little bit doing the funny thing. So really try and be active with both arms.
Yeah.
And then just let them go.
Yep.
Here we go. Yes, nice noise. That's the one. Good. I kind of forgot to mention, you want to make sure that your body stays nearly side on. So try not to finish with your chest facing me.
Stay. Yep.
Exactly, stay. Obviously you don't want to block it, but try not to over rotate. Yep. Come a little bit more to the middle and a little bit forwards. I'm going to give you a bit shorter. Yes, I like it. That's a nice one. Yeah. Keep the body side on. Yeah, woo, good. Nice and clean. Better, better, better.
Again, okay.
Yes, that's the one.
I just need to
pull
back here.
That's fine.
Consecutive.
Keep going, yeah. Now I want you to try to find a bit more.
Yeah, it's not brushing. It's
brushing, but more side spin. So one tip for people that want to get better at getting around the side of the ball, I'm going to stand just across the middle, and I want you to play not a short angle,
but kinda
a shortish angle. Yeah? So you're going to try and aim past me.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Release, release. That's a good one. That's a nice sound as well. Outside edge. Yes. Outside edge. Yes.
Okay, I found a little bit of a
Bravo.
trick.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Hold it, go. Yes. Vamos.
Yeah, I started
much
to get
better.
a feel.
Yeah, exactly. You got that feeling of coming around the ball. Very nice. I'm going to try and put it together. I'm going to hit cross. See how it goes.
Very nice.
Space and let go. Preparation. Down the outside of the ball. Preparation, space, and let go. Preparation. Around the outside of the ball. And then if you want to hit around the outside edge of the ball but still go down the line, all you have to do is wait. Even though it feels unnatural, you just have to wait for the ball a little bit longer and let the ball come to you, hit late, and still hit around the outside down the line. You don't want to be like hitting on the inside or up the back either. So I'm going to hit a few now down the line. And you can kind of get it once you start to get the feeling of hitting around the outside cross, Then you can start practicing the down the line one.
Nice. Super clean.
Last one. Little angle.
Another 3 tips. This one's even more useful. I mean, my forehand felt better just like the second session after we did our previous forehand session. I felt like I was hitting the ball cleaner. Towards the end of this session, the beginning, since I have such a strong hitch, I struggled to get the timing right because there were many things to think about. But you should always isolate them one by one. We were recording, we tried to get 3 tips into one video to give you the maximum value, really. Also, you then have to take one in each time. But in the end, I really felt like I found a better rhythm for them. And now I'm feeling like, oh, I want to train. I want to train this more because it felt very good.
Yeah, I think it's important that the people realize, obviously, you're not gonna, like I said last time, not gonna take it all away and suddenly hit perfect backhands. And you need to always, whether it's this video, any coaching video or any coach, take away what applies to you, and if you like it or not. You might try one thing and it just might not feel natural, then don't do it. But kind of as broad fundamentals, I would say these 3 things are really important to any good backhand, but then apply them step by step to yourself. You know, you might already have a good preparation, so then you just need to focus on getting around the outside of the ball, or vice versa. Or you might need all 3, but then just be ready to be patient. Yeah. It's going to take a little bit of time. You're not suddenly going to be, oh, I'm going to hit around the outside of the ball and then just start ripping backhands.
Stan Wawrinka or Gasquet or whatever.
No,
you know,
so it takes a little bit of practice, but I think that, you know, they can really help a lot of people's backhands.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm confident. So thanks, Nick, again. Let me know what you think about these tips and what topics you would like us to cover in the future. Have a nice day and don't forget to play some tennis.
Yes.